Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Daily Space for today, February 3rd, 4th, February 2019. I am your host, Dr. Pamela Gay, and I am here to put science in your brains. Now, I did start 5 minutes late for technical difficulties, and to all of you who were like, I'm going to send Pamela a PC and I'm going to catch hell for threatening that. It wasn't the computer that was causing the problem. It was my tripod for my green screen. Decided it was not going to tripod with 3 legs. It was going to tripod with 2 legs. And it turns out a tripod with only 2 legs is a bipod and is unstable. So, there was MacGyvering that occurred. My tripod is currently partially held up by a step stool that is taking the role of one of the legs of the tripod. These are things that happen. So anyways, new green screen. I wanted to show it off, and then it decided to be evil. I'm showing it off anyways. So I wasn't too worried about starting late today because we really didn't have new news. The slowness in astronomy continues. We are in a period of quiet science as the world holds its breath, waiting to see what happens with Brexit, waiting to see what happens with future U.S. government shutdowns, and it's midterms time, which means all the faculty out there are madly writing exams rather than madly writing research papers. So as the world turns, this is the reality that we live in. But I wanted to use this time anyways to get feedback from you guys. So my little figure here is ghosting, and that's because it's turquoise. Is anything else in the, and my hair, which has green in it, is also ghosting. The hair needs the green removed. Is anything other than my hair and the little yarn figure hanging off of my, I'll remove the little yarn figure. Is anything else currently ghosting? Chinese and Aussies have a nice shape for our galaxy. I haven't seen that result. Larry, where is it? Yes, hair has autocorrection. That is a way to put it. The oval between the mic and the arm. So right here is ghosting. Oh, this right here. Okay, so I need to work on my lighting. Okay, these are all solvable. These are all solvable. We will figure this out. I'm also going to move the arm to the other side so that it doesn't appear to be coming out of the middle of the screen as we talk. So I wanted to use today to talk to you about new things that we want to bring back and what exactly it is that all of you are interested in learning about. So as we start getting everything here at CosmoQuest spun back up, we're in a position where we can, for instance, start offering Cosmo Academy classes again. We're in a position where I can start offering office hours again. I'm not seeing, how am I not seeing any of this news? Okay, so this morning I had all the Google fail in the world. I will bring you an extra long edition of the Daily Space tomorrow, so that we can catch up on all the things that weren't in my news fit. Okay, you got it off the Twitters. So things haven't hit the press releases yet. Okay, so what I wanted to do today was find out if I go back to doing office hours, what are the kinds of things that you're most interested in for office hours? Do you want me to do software and help you see how it is we're going to innovate the next generation of the CosmoQuest software? Do you want me to answer your questions while working on blog posts that explain the math between different science things. What are the kinds of things that you want to see here on CosmoQuest? And then the other question I had is, now that's awesome, Michael. That's okay. Software dev. I'm open to all opinions, but I'm hearing software dev is the thing you're interested in. And so the other thing is, if we start offering classes again, what do you want to learn? I now have access to all the scientists at the Planetary Science Institute. I, for one, am going to teach an Astro 101 class. I'm probably going to do 2 versions of it, one that's algebra-based and one that's calculus-based. But we have all these planetary scientists. What are the things that you want to learn about? I'm thinking one of the first things we may do is the period of when Mars had water. But what other specific things would you want? So Raven Lillian, the amount of calc for the calc-based one would be, thank you, Hanno-san, for the host over. And thank you, Fenring, for the sub for 8 months in a row. Not 8 years, 8 months in a row. So the amount of calc would be the amount of calculus that you get in your standard high school course, or the calc one with a touch of integration. So it's only enough calculus that I can explain, like, the expansion of the universe comes from integration. But thank you for all the things going on in the chat. We are, as always, supported by you. We are supported by your donations, by your subs, by your bits. And the other thing I wanted to ask you, so we are, as I said, supported by you. And I'd love to get more of you joining us over on Patreon, where I can essentially give back. Okay, what did Larry say? A grand timeline of the herstory of the solar system. I'm going to write that one down, because that is an idea I have never heard before. So when you put it that way, I have to ask, are you asking about the story of how our solar system was discovered, the human history of exploring our solar system, and robotic history? Or do you want the on the first day, the solar nebula collapsed, and on the 7th day, humans pretended to understand all of it? Which, do you want the science-based, or do you want the discovery-based history? And the other thing that I'm working on doing is updating the rewards that we offer with Patreon. One of the things that I think I'm going to do is once a month, or once a week, or I don't know, I haven't decided yet, probably once a month, I'm going to highlight a different constellation that is currently up in the sky and talk about all the cool science that's in that constellation. And then one of the Patreon rewards would be basically a PDF with all that information and a finding chart. What other kinds of things would you be interested in as rewards on Patreon, so that you can, like, get something for supporting us? Basically, if you wanted if you wanted to subscribe to CosmoQuest, what would you want to get in your digital box each month? I want to sing for my supper, and I'm asking for your song requests. I'm not actually going to sing. You don't want to hear that. Okay, so the science-based history is what Fenrig is saying. That's a cool idea. So Guido, it depends on what you want for your rewards. The Astronomy Cast is going. So Astronomy Cast supports Susie. That is how we pay Susie to organize and herd and make Astronomy Cast go, and to do all of the audio editing. The CosmoQuest Patreon, that's where you support me and Annie and our servers and basically all of CosmoQuest. And we have an easier time of giving back. Here on Twitch, you get emotes, which I hope you like our emotes, and I need to do more emotes. I will stream while doing the more emotes. More emotes. Oh, thank you, Larry. That warms my heart. So we want to give you different things because Astronomy Cast is a very different thing than CosmoQuest. Astronomy Cast it's straightforward. We are bringing you a fact-based journey through the solar system in timeless audio form once a week, week after week, roughly 40 weeks a year. CosmoQuest, we have these streams to bring you the daily news, and then we have all of our citizen science stuff. And I hope to get a grant so that I never have to ask you to fund that again. I'm probably lying to myself, but this is my desire. But here at the Daily Space, this isn't something I can fund through a grant. This is a media thing. So we want to figure out what we can do to help you support the Daily Space the same way. And then, of course, all of our launch activities. Basically, help me pay Annie. I want to pay Annie as well as I pay Susie. And we're not there yet. Oh, thank you, Veronica. Thank you. Okay, that is fair. $1 always makes a different, Guido. So I mean, the thing to think about is we have any given day 30 some odd people that watch Daily Space. And any given day, we have 50 people who are over on our Discord channel. And if we have a distribution of people who give $1, a distribution who give $10, it all slowly adds up. And if we can bring in just $500 a month, that makes a huge difference. And so figure out, I mean, right now we probably could use the money more on CQ than we could on Astronomy Cast. I love you, Susie. But I'm trying to equalize things. So, oh man, I can't pick my favorite children. I want to pay everyone. I don't know what to say. I'm going to write lots of grants. The government just needs to finish opening up. One of the things that I'm currently struggling with is when the government went to shut down, all of the grants out there suddenly went to TBD, to be determined on when the due dates would be. And they're still TBD. We still don't know when we'll be able to submit grants again. I suspect that a lot of it is they're waiting to see if the continuing resolution turns into a permanent funding resolution here in the U.S. It's hard. I don't know what to say. Go buy things on our Redbubble. Support where you can. I went to sing for our supper, and I'm frustrated because I just want people to do good work. So Veronica Cure, our ultimate funding model is we want to bring in enough funding to support citizen science projects consistently and permanently through grant funding, mission funding, funding that comes from the people that fund science. Tax dollars, I really think, should be going to basic research. I am hoping to raise money through patronage, like people patron the arts, people patron NPR. Thank you, Let's Be Honest, for the follow. I love your username. I think that's something to aspire to. I went to fund all of our media programs through sponsorships, foundations, donations, because that's historically how we always end up paying for the arts. And while the news isn't an art, nowadays it kind of feels like one. So we do a lot of different things. We teach classes, or at least we're going to bring that back starting in the spring. We have our daily news shows, our current events, our launches, everything else. And trying to figure out how to bring you science. It's my daily struggle. I'm open to all ideas. I'll take any and all ideas. And I want to give you guys what you want. Yeah, Henny's Verver. So I don't think PSI is in a position to take donated vehicles. And honestly, I listen to NPR so much, donate your vehicles to them. They're much bigger. They provide 24 hours or more of content every single day across multiple channels all around the world. We're much smaller. We'll take the change that you find under the seats when you clean the car before you donate it. And there's so many things out there to give to. It's hard to sort. I hate this part of my job. I hate trying to figure out how to make ends meet, how to pay everyone's paychecks. I just want to create things and do things and make things and bring you science. But science costs money. It is what it is. But, okay, things that are going to be coming more in the future. We are going to be working more with PSI to get more of their scientists here on stream. Basically, all the struggles that we've had in the future to find scientists willing to come on. Now we're going to have people who are doing the cutting edge science who as part of their grants are going to be putting in bits and pieces of money so that they can be part of coming on here and talking about science. So one of the first people that we're probably going to have come on is the person who figured out that press release I talked about last, I think it was Friday, for how we now know we can detect when volcanoes erupt on Io by looking for sulfur in the surroundings, because that sulfur is indicative. Thank you so much, Jorn Albert, for the $5 via Patreon, and I need to update that graphic. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yay. So we're going to be having someone come on to talk all about volcanoes on Io. I, for one, am a volcano junkie. I follow far more volcano Twitter than I should. I also follow some Vulcan Twitter. I think chasing brains is always valuable, and eating the content when it is put into a publication is valid. In a way, all scientists are zombies because we're trying to eat the brains of those who came before us, just not the literal squishy brains, but rather all of the knowledge in those brains. I, for one, am terrified of prions, so yes. Thank you so much for the screaming rocket sage emotes. Prions are not anyone's friend, Paranor. They really aren't. Anyways, what suggestions do you guys have? What ideas do you have for things that we can do here? So what I'm hearing already is, yes, so Henny, we will definitely have Jeff when he comes on talk about the geology of Io. So what I'm hearing is learning more about the timeline and history of the solar system as a starting point. You want more science, more software development. I'm going to get you more emotes and do that on stream and fix the random zombies that appear. Anything else you guys want to see here on stream? Ask me anything with one of the scientists once a month. That would be cool. I can definitely arrange that. Oh, and I was going to say, one of the things that's going to happen is last week when I was at PSI, you may have seen that I tweeted a picture of me with Bill Hartman, who is an astro artist, space artist, who's been doing space art pretty much as long as I've been old enough to read science. Yes, Bill Hartman. So I went last week and got to visit his studio, got to talk with him, and we're going to be bringing back the daily space. I think we're probably going to do it every other week. Thank you, Refs Matt, for responding in the Discord. He's going to come on and talk to us about his inspirations, how he got involved in art, what it is that he does. So we're going to work on bringing that back and bringing you more insights on things at that junction between science and art. So Larry is asking, NASA's decadal survey, is it in progress? So NASA has never done a decadal survey. It's actually the planetary science field does one, and the astronomy field does one, and these are both supported by a non-funding agency to remove bias. And so these come out of the National Academies of Science, and then they're used by the National Science Foundation and NASA to set funding priorities. This way, we have an outside body that is helping to tell the government, these are the things that we can make the greatest advances in science if you fund these. So it's not biased by this Congress critter thinks it's important to fund this thing, and this Congress critter thinks it's important to fund that thing, and this program officer is putting pressure on you. So these are the things that we can look into. I have no idea where Don Dixon works, Hanny. I'm sorry, I just don't. So yeah. But that's, yes, so the Canadian astronomers also do a decadal funding survey. I think it's really a good idea to that process of stepping back and figuring out what it is your goals are. This is something that I'm personally going through right now that I have a new employment situation. And several years ago, I made myself a promise that I was only going to seek funding to do things that excite me. And I did that. And then I got a grant that came with a whole lot of strings attached, and I had to do a whole lot of things that made me hate everything. And I don't want to do that again. Our work suffers when we do things we hate, and not everyone has the privilege of doing only things they love. And I wish that wasn't the case, but I'm trying to figure out how, since I do have the privilege of getting to do what I love, how we can find something together that I can bring you all things that make you happy while doing things that make me happy. And together, hopefully, we can do truly great things. It is a very rare privilege. This is something, Razan, AJ, that my husband and I talk about a lot, because he's a standard everyday software developer that is doing standard everyday business applications. He has that 9 to 5 though, and I have more of a when I get up to when I go to bed. Yeah, it's a complex thing. So I'm going to do everything I can to share out what I do and to hopefully bring all of you the kind of joy to your days that I sometimes get to find in mine. Fitz data is the matrix in astronomical photos. Yes, I think that's a reasonable way of putting it. Okay, let me see what string theory is pointing at. So FITS files are one of the ways that data comes off of mostly ground-based telescopes. Its compression isn't good enough to use it with space telescopes, where we're really worried about every kilobyte. I'll take you through the process. I'll teach you all I can. Yeah, Rosin, that's kind of the situation my husband is in. We're hoping that if I can find enough grant money, since he has supported me so much over the years, allowing me to do astronomy when we were in lean times, when I just wasn't full time, when I was working for places that paid me crap. Now that I'm someplace that pays the exact national average, no matter what your gender is. Thank you, Groot, or Garrett. I don't know how to say your name. It's not Groot. I'm dyslexic. I'm sorry. I reordered that. Thank you, Garrett. I'm going to go with that. Yeah, so data coming off of spacecrafts is usually in crazy formats, and then you turn it into FITS. Oh, I could totally teach a class on that. But let me also see if I can find somebody else who does even more beautiful work than I do. Yeah. Let me write that, data reduction. Any particular missions? Thank you, Trekker Kev. Thank you, Trekker Kev. Yeah, let me see if I can find someone who's an expert in doing that. So Susie is saying that she'd love to hear summaries of upcoming missions from ESA, JAXA, and other countries. So maybe doing spacecraft profiles? Thank you, Lancy. Thank you so much. So to follow up on that idea of profiles, if I did like spacecraft of the week and talked about it here on the Daily Space as a weekly segment, and then blogged about it on the CosmoQuest blog, is that the kind of thing that folks would like? Like, in this week's spacecraft, we have Herschel. I don't remember which nation did Herschel. Or XMM Newton. I also don't remember which nation did that one. Okay, I'm going to read all those hearts as a thumbs up. Cool, I can do that. I would like you to be a bit of a myth buster. So Astro B, I need you to expand on that. Do you want me to take on like misconceptions, or do you want me to take on building shit and then seeing if like I can yeah, sorry, you say Mythbuster and I just like imagine testing whether or not you can use an overcoat as a parachute. I need to know more. Engineering Mythbuster or concept Mythbuster? Yes does not help. It was an either or. Or do you just want me to do both? Build a rocket out of duct tape. You know, I could build a model rocket out of duct tape. It just wouldn't be pretty. And I'm going to add that to the list. Build model rocket of duct tape. I could totally get into doing that. I could do that. Okay. So Fenring is saying, I'm a celebrity and maybe you can use that to get guests that are better known. Okay, let me see what I can do with that. Thank you, Lancy. Thank you so much. Okay. Oh, so Veronica Cure, I know that one. So wolves don't actually so much howl at the moon, as we tend to notice them howling a lot in the January and February full moons when it's bright at night and they're looking for their mates. So all that howling you hear, particularly on winter nights, it's first of all biased that we say it's always during the full moon, but it does tend to happen more during full moon because they're out and about and can see better. But it's when the wolves pack up, looking to get ready for little puppies, little wolves to appear. The call of the wild, quite literally. They just, yeah, that's also true, Fenring. I have a bedroom window that the full moon just comes straight in through it, and I often have the blinds only part way up and not at the very top, and then when the moon is right there, it's just like, oh no, what did I do? Wait, what? What was used, String Theory? To fix a helmet out of a fish bowl. That seems like such a poor idea. As someone who owns many fish bowls, mostly to stick balls of yarn in because that's really pretty and it's a good way to store them, they break easily. Don't make a helmet out of one. Oh, it was a video game. Okay. Okay, Astro B, that makes sense. Thank you. I did not see that, Lancy. I did not see that. This is what I get for traveling. I miss whole periods of cool stuff going on in the world. Why do your neighbors try and get the coyotes to howl? That just seems like a rather not good thing to do if you like the neighborhood cats. We luckily don't have coyotes this far into town, and we don't have coy wolves in this part of the U.S. They're starting to have coy wolves out in New Mexico. Not New Mexico, New England. But we have a very angry owl, or a very talkative owl that I perceive as angry. And so about 2 a.m., it's just like, hoo, 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 and it just goes on and on and on. And in the summer, when I sleep with the windows open, I get woken up night after night by this owl who's very opinionated, very opinionated. That is an amazingly long link, but that's okay. Okay, I will watch that later. So extra dimensional, why don't you whisper that to Susie Murph, and we actually collect people who work on space for the Carnival of Space. So perhaps we can get you involved in our Carnival of Space. Oh yeah, owls can be so annoying. You never understand how loud an owl is. This idea that it's quiet in the country comes from city people who've never actually been to the country. If you ever go camping somewhere that is truly out in the middle of nowhere, especially someplace south enough to have cicadas, tree frogs, crickets, cicadas, owls, nightingales, all these birds. It's amazingly loud. Yeah. So many different things out there. Okay, so I'm going to work on making your ideas into real things and also reversing my desk so the microphone is not coming out of the middle of the screen. Thank you all for all your suggestions. This is absolutely amazing. Thank you, Hazantku. Thank you. Yes, you're going to get real things. This is where we talk space and astronomy. This is a channel of real things. Now, if any of you are new, if any of you don't know, we have our own Discord. It is where we gather to talk science, to talk about all the things that we are putting together for you to be able to participate in at CosmoQuest.org. We also have a games and gamers channel where you can find people to play games with who like to chat science while they play. Yeah, if you could take the challenging questions and answer them in your next broadcast. I need to know what challenging questions you want answered. Can one of our Discord mods set up a channel of questions for being answered on the Daily Space? And we'll have people vote with emotes, thumbs up, thumbs down, and things that get thumbs up, I will go ahead and answer on Daily Space. That's super easy for me to do. Thank you for the bits, Fenrig. Thank you so much. So yeah. So extra dimensional space time. Carnival of Space is that collab that you're looking for. So join us with Carnival of Space and we can work on figuring things out. And Susie's the person who runs that. So the thing with CosmoQuest is we're a collaboration. I'm the person who's sitting right here, right now in front of you. But we also have Annie who fills in on the Daily Space, who covers launches for us. We have changing numbers of scientists who join us. We have a variety of different programs, all these different things. And yes, I will get into the 800 stars. So talk Pan stars. Okay, I wrote that down, Larry. Thank you, Paranor, for adding that. Thank you. I have amazing mods. I love my mods. You guys make my days possible. So CosmoQuest is volunteers, our mods, the people who help us behind the scenes with our software. Keeper of Maps has rescued my sorry butt on Amazon Web Services in major ways that really surprised me at the depths of things I didn't know. We're working to find ways to grow our community. And on our side, we do have a small handful of paid staff who are working on all the software problems, the support science, and everything else. So we're a collaboration, and we're glad to have you as part of it. And thank you all for being here. And I'm going to look and see who is out there that I might be able to raid. I'm always looking for raid suggestions, so please feel free to just pipe up in the chat with raid suggestions. Keep it clean, keep it scientific. Other than that, I'm open to ideas. I'm currently going to go check and see on TKF to see who's listed as currently live. I see Arlen is doing making and crafting. That's someone we haven't rated before. Oh, there's someone, Adam, who is Dr. WD-40. I don't see Dr. WD-40. Yeah, Cosmos is always a good fallback. That is entirely true. So let's see if Adam 13531 is currently live. I lost my mouse. There it is. So as always, I will roll the credits. So let's go over to, I'm going to raid Adam 13531. Oh, puppy. We have a puppy first. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oi, oi, oi. Okay. I have a puppy. Thank you, Veronica. Hi. Hi, hi, hi. Hi, 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 hi. I have a chin licker is what I have. So this is Stella. So I am all set up to raid. I'm going to roll the credits. That requires pressing an extra button. So let me get the credits set up. Then we're going to raid. And I will see you all over on Discord when it's all over. Ooh, opening Streamlabs ate the chat. I'm sorry about that. Wow, Puppy is transparent on green screen. Okay, Puppy is not actually transparent. Puppy is very, very dense and opaque and cuddly. Oh, yes, you're cuddly. And Eddie does not fit under the green screen. He is trying. So if the green screen suddenly falls over, you know why. Okay, so I have the credits all set up. And life is good. And the puppy is squeaky. And there goes the green screen. You were warned. You were warned. Okay, so hi, Eddie. Come here, Eddie. Come on. Nope. Okay, he's going to chase the puppy and destroy the green screen. I told you all it was balanced precariously on a step stool. Anyways, wherever you are in the world, have a fabulous morning, evening, afternoon. Go outside, look up. It's warmer again. And I'll see you on the other side. Bye-bye.